Okay, so the topics we'll be covering today is controls in procurement. Okay, then QM info record. What is QM info record? How it is created? We will understand. Then vendor release. How to release the vendor for procurement from the quality perspective. We'll understand. And then we'll see quality certificates during procurement. Okay, so how to make mandatory receipt of quality certificates during the procurement process. We'll understand. How to make invoice block. That means if the quality inspection is not completed, how to block the payment to the vendor. That invoice block, how it is done, that we will understand. And then we'll understand the QM systems, what is this QM systems, how they play the role. And then finally we will understand source inspection. Okay, so these are the topics we'll be covering it today. So controls in procurement. Okay, so basically this controls in procurement, using these functions, the quality department in your company can influence or control the following activities when the materials are procured from the external suppliers. Okay, that means the quality department will have some authority or some controls on the procurement process. Okay, so they will be having the authority or having the control of selecting the suitable vendors. Okay, and they will be having the authority on how to send the quotations, how to process the purchase orders, how to process the goods receipt inspections. So they will have these controls on the procurement process. Okay, so basically what happens is in the organizations we require control on the procurement from certain particular vendors. Let's say I'll give you a real-time scenario. Let's say you have a material X. Okay, now these materials, this metal X is procured from, let's say, two vendors, vendor 1, or let's say vendor A and vendor B. Okay, now purchasing department can procure this metal from any vendor. Okay, now the quality department knows that this particular vendor is not good means he is not supplying quality of materials, is not good. So as a quality department, what they do is they stop the procurement of this particular metal X from this vendor they will stop. Okay, only they will allow only the procurement from this vendor A. So those kind of controls, if you want to have, you will be using these controls in procurement. And we require some vendors to provide certificates at good receipt. That means suppose the vendor is supplying the material and you expect him to supply his quality certificate along with the material. So those kind of controls you will be having it on the vendors. Okay, and one more thing is, if the vendor is delivering faulty goods, that means he is not giving proper quality material, then his invoice should be blocked. That means you will not be making the payment to him. You will be stopping the payment to the vendor. So you make settings in the system that the payment will be blocked to that particular vendor as he is supplying faulty goods. So these kind of controls you will be making it in the system. Okay, so primarily we will be discussing, first is the vendor release. You will have the control from which vendor the metal has to be procured. Then you will be making quality certificate mandatory, and then we will have invoice block. Okay, so these kind of controls we will be doing it. Okay, so to make these controls, you need to make some setting in the system. So you will be activating quality control key in the system. So if you see in the quality management view in the material master, okay, there is a QM in procurement object is there. So in that you will activate it, and you will be activating the relevant control key. You are able to see there is a relevant control key is there. So in the control key you will make the relevant settings as per your requirement. These requirements, vendor release, quality certificate, invoice block. So you make those settings in this control key, and you will be activating that control key as per your requirement in the quality management view in the material master. Okay, so you make settings whatever you require in this quality control key. certificate required, vendor release required, all those settings you will do it here, and ultimately you will assign this control key to the material in the material master in the quality management. I'll show it in the system. Okay, so this is what you will be doing. So first we'll make it that one. Okay, so let us go to close all these things. Okay, so let us go to MM60. First let us take one of the metal in the system, plant. I am taking a ROH, raw materials. Okay, so I'll take one of the material. Let's say I'll take sugar or whatever. Let me take this sugar first. Okay, so if we go to MM02 of that sugar material, enter. So go to quality management view. Okay, so here I'll be activating the QM procurement. So to activate this, first you need to tick this checkbox. You need to tick this checkbox, and you need to activate the relevant control key. Okay, so you will just look at the control keys which are already available. We'll see the configuration part of it. So I am activating a control key which is having vendor release, certificate required, block invoice. This means vendor release means vendor has to be released. Vendor has to be released. Before activating this, I'll show you a scenario. Suppose let's say this material is there. I'll save this first. First I'll make a PO. I want to procure this metal from a vendor. So MA21 here. So when I'm making the PO, 50 kg, plant 1000, vendor, let's say I'm selecting one of the vendor which is already there in the system. Okay, so system will allow you to create the purchase order. That means it is allowing to make the procurement. Okay, so it is allowing to make the procurement with that particular vendor. So there are no errors. So it is allowing to create the purchase order. So now you can procure this material from any vendor. So now I want to stop this. I want my vendor to be released for procurement. So to do that one, you will be activating the relevant control key. So you go to quality management view. So here you go to control key. You activate the control key. Delivery release, certificate, block invoice. So delivery release means your vendor has to be released. So the moment you activate this control key, so all the effect will start taking place. So now certificate type, enter the certificate type. I'll show you what is the certificate type, where it will be used. Okay, enter that one, and then just 1 minute. It is asking for just give me 1 minute. /NMM, just give me 1 minute. So now I'll start assigning the control key. This is my material. Go to quality management view. Plant is 1000. Here you activate QM procurement active. Okay. So my requirement is vendor has to be released. Vendor has to be released for the procurement, and he has to supply his certificate along with the material. And if the quality inspection is not completed, his payment has to be blocked. So this is my requirement. Accordingly, I am activating the control key. 9900. Enter, and the certificate type I am entering. What type of certificate he has to supply? That certificate type I am entering here, E21 as of now. We'll discuss that later. And then I am saving this. Okay, I am saving this. So now once you make these settings, now your vendor has to be released for procurement. So now suppose if I try to make the PO again, from the vendor, same material. Enter the purchase organization, net price, entering price. See what error you are getting. No QM info record exists for material 2117. That means this vendor is not released for the procurement. This vendor is not released for the procurement. To release this vendor for the procurement of this particular material, you need to have a QM info record. Okay, so the QM info record QM info record is created for the combination of material, vendor and plant combination. The QM info record is created for the combination of material, vendor and plant. That means this vendor is released to supply this material to this plant. That's what we'll be creating the QM info record. So this is the QM info record. So the QM info record for the combination of material and vendor, you will say that this material can be procured from this vendor. That's what you will be giving the information to the system. Okay, so this will be now creating in the system. So now if you see here, this material 1 can be procured from 2 vendors, but material 2 can be procured only from vendor B. So now you have to create for material 2 and vendor B combination, you have to create info record. Now for material 1, you have to create an info record for material 1 and vendor A combination, and along with that material 1 and vendor B combination. 2 QM info records you have to create as per the vendor release process. So now we'll be creating the QM info record. So what is our material? Our material is 2117. So we'll take this material and we'll create the QM info record. So the transaction code is go to logistics, go to quality management, quality planning, logistics master data, QM info record procurement. So you have to create here QA01. So create QA info record. Enter your material, enter your vendor, and enter your plant. Okay, enter. Okay, so now you will be going to this screen. Here you enter the period till which you want to have the procurement. Let's say I want to have the procurement till 31/12/2016. That means this material can be procured from this vendor to this plant till this period. That's what you are making the release. Okay, so normally in the real time, this QA01 transaction authorization will be given only to quality department, quality people. Accordingly, they will be making the release. Okay, so now as of now I am saving this. In between, after this, we will be looking at other fields and their importance. Okay, so now I am saving this. So your QM info record is created. Now for the same material, now if you see, previously it was not allowing the PO, right? Now you see what will happen. Again I am trying to create PO ME21N, same vendor 2002, material 2117, PO quantity 100, plant is 1000. Okay, what was the vendor we used? Just 1 minute. 2002, right? Yeah, sorry, 2002. Okay, price it is asking, price enter 10. Okay, done. Now there are no issues. Now I'm saving this. Now see, now that error is not coming. No QM info record exists. Now already I have created QM info record. Now it is allowing to create purchase order. Okay, so now it is allowing purchase order you are able to create. Now for the same material, if you use for another vendor, so now for the same material, what is the material 2117? Now I am using a different vendor. Okay, PO quantity 100. Now I am using different vendor. So let's say I will use 2003, different vendor. Now when I use this, now it will not allow, because for this vendor and material combination there is no info record. That's why it will stop. So that means this vendor is not released for procurement. Okay, so I enter the price. See now what error you are getting. No QM info record exists for material is 2117 with this vendor. That is why you are getting that error. So you cannot do the procurement. This vendor is, you have to release this vendor. So for this vendor and material combination and this plant combination, you have to create again info record. Okay, so this is how you release the vendor for procurement using the QM info record. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, now the other options in the info record we have is, if you go to the info record change, so when you go to the info record, you can control procurement from this particular vendor till some date. So now here it is allowed only till 31/12/2016. After this date is over, after this date is completed, you cannot continue with the procurement. It will not allow. Okay, so to check that one, what I will do is I will put the release until date as yesterday's date, 05/09/2016. I am entering this date. I am entering this date as the release date. Now see, as this date is already over, now it will not allow procurement, even though QM info record is existing. So this still QM info record we have, but the date is over. So then system will not allow procurement. I am saving this. Okay, now I saved this. Now you see. Now when I try to create the purchase order, you see what error you will be getting. ME21N. When I am trying to create the purchase order, 20002, material is 2117. What is the material? 2117, right? 2117. Okay, I am entering PO quantity, let's say 50. My plant is 1000. Okay, enter. Purchase organization 1000 and purchasing group I am entering. Okay, price I am entering 10. Now what error you are getting? Purchase orders released until 05/09/2006 only for quality reason. That means you can procure this material from this vendor to this plant only till 05/09/2016 only. The date is already over. That's why it's not allowing the creation of purchase orders. That's how you control period wise also procurement. So as a quality guy, you can control everything from which vendor up to which date, and even you can control the quantity also. Okay, so all these controls you can do. So let's go to change info record again. Okay, now what I will do is I'll change the date again to 31/12/2016. 12/2016. Now we can control as per quantity also. So I am releasing the quantity. Now released quantity is 500. That means from now onwards, I can procure this material from this vendor to this plant only 500 kg. More than 500 kg I cannot procure. So that's the control we are giving it here. So now I am saving this. Okay, now you see the effect of this. So now I'll create a new PO. /n ME21N. Okay, I'm creating a new PO. Vendor same. Enter the material. First I'll create for 500 kg. Plant is 1000. Enter. Purchase organization, purchasing group. Okay, so price I am entering 10. Okay, so now we are procuring 500 kg. So for 500 kg, it will, now I am saving the PO. It will allow the PO up to 500 kg. PO is created. Now when I try to create one more PO, as the 500 quantity is exhausted, now it will not allow further procurement. So now I am entering the vendor. Material 2117. Quantity, let's say I'll enter 100. Plant is 1000. Okay, enter the purchase organization, purchasing group, enter. Now enter the price. See what error you are getting. The error you are getting is, for quality reasons only 0 kg remain released for procurement. Means already 500, only allowed quantity is 500 only. Now 500 got over. That's why system is now not allowing to create the PO. You are getting there. So this, in this manner, you can control the quantity also in the system. Okay. So what I will do is I will go to the QM info record again. Okay. Now I'll deactivate this quantity. I'll refresh it, reset. Okay. So now I'll save once. Again I'll go back. Okay. Now apart from this, you can do some block functions. Means what happens is, let's say you gave some purchase orders to vendor. Okay, you already gave some purchase orders to vendor. Now further procurement I want to stop. Okay, but already for the given purchase orders, I want to receive the material. See, let's say you gave a purchase order today, 06/09/2016. I gave a purchase order PO for, let's say, 100 quantity. Then your organization decides from tomorrow onwards, 07/09/2016, no procurement. Okay. Then, but already the PO which is given for that PO, I want to receive the material. But further PO, creation PO should not allow. So good receipt it has to allow, but PO it should not allow. So for those kind of scenarios, what you will be doing is, here in the info record, you will make only block purchase order. So if you make this block purchase order, it will not allow creation of new purchase orders. But for already the given purchase orders, it will allow GR. It will allow goods receipt. Okay. Suppose if I want to block everything, I don't want to create PO, I don't want to do goods receipt, I don't want to create quotation, nothing I want to do. It has to be blocked for everything. Then you would put total block. Then if you put total block, even though date is there, quantity is there, still the vendor is blocked. After creating the info record, after time you want to block the vendor, then you will put the total block over here. So once you put total block, no procurement will happen. No purchase order, no quotation, no scheduling agreement, no GR, no good receipt, nothing will happen. That vendor is blocked for entire thing, all procurement activities. And you can maintain here some block reason also. For why you are blocking, you can enter that block reason also here. Okay, so this is how you control period wise, quantity wise, and procurement function wise. You will be blocking the vendor or controlling the vendor. Okay, so this is how the activity will take place. Okay, now inspection control, we'll discuss this in a minute. Okay, so this is how you will be controlling through procurement process. Okay, now the QM system. So the QM system means, here the meaning is, you expect your vendor to maintain some quality systems like ISO 9002, ISO 9001. So those kind of QM system you expect your vendor to maintain. So that expectation you will be maintaining in the in the material management view again, in the material master. So suppose if you go to MM02, here you expect your target QM system. So you expect your vendor to maintain at least this ISO 9002 with certificate. So you enter the target QM system. Okay, so when you enter this, what happens is, every vendor in his vendor master, he will having his existing QM system. This is the target QM system. You are expecting that target QM system, and his vendor existing system, you will be maintaining in his vendor master. Suppose let's say if we take this vendor master 20002, I don't know whether you people are having any MM knowledge. Normally for every vendor they will be creating a vendor master. So if you go to XK02, vendor master, company code 1000, purchase organization is 1000. If you go to vendor master, okay, when you go to the vendor master, we can maintain vendor existing QM system. Here you are able to see there is a actual QM system is there. Okay, here you can maintain is actual system. Now your target system and your actual system both should be matching, both should match, or your target system should be greater than your vendor existing system should be greater than your target system, should be greater than the target system. Then only it will allow procurement. Then only it will allow procurement. So now if you see in our case, vendor existing system, what it is maintained, it is not maintained anything here. It is blank. It is blank. That means vendor doesn't have any quality system. Okay, is not maintaining any quality standards. So it is blank. Now you see what happens. Now, but we are expecting some target system from the vendor. So when you try to make the PO, it will not allow. So when I try to make the PO /n ME21 here, if I try to make the PO 20002, okay, this is my material, vendor, this is my material, this is the PO quantity, I am entering a PO quantity, plant time entering, okay, purchase or purchase group, enter, price I am entering. Okay, so what error you are getting? Vendors manufacturer's QA system inadequate. That means vendor's QM system is as per our expectation. So that's why system is not allowing procurement. Okay, so that is the use of QM system. That is the use of QM system. You expect your vendor to maintain certain quality standards at his premises. If those are not as per your requirement, then you cannot procure the material. Okay, so that is what the QM system is all about. Okay, now next one is the skip for certification. So skip for certification means if your vendor is meeting all the requirements, you can skip the inspection from that particular vendor. Let's say you are, I'll remove this, all these things, or I'll remove this. Okay, now let's say you have a material again, you have a material A, it is procured from two vendors, vendor X, vendor Y. Okay, now vendor X is meeting all his requirements, all quality standards. He is maintaining all quality standards. So when he is maintaining all quality standards, your organization requirement is no need to do inspection when this material is received from this vendor. So this time no inspection. I want to do no inspection. No inspection is carried out. But when the same material is received from another vendor Y, as he is not maintaining no quality standards, okay, I want to do inspection. Okay, I want to do inspection. So this kind of requirements also existing in the system. So those kind of scenarios, what you will do, you will use skip for certification. If your vendor is certified, that means he is maintaining the required quality standards, you will skip him. Okay, so to do that one, what you need to do is you go to your QM info record again, /NQI02, you go to QM info record, enter. Here you go to inspection control. Okay, now here you make it no inspection. That means if this vendor is already certified, so I don't want to do any inspection for this vendor. Okay, even though in the material master for this material inspection type is active, for this vendor, from this vendor, system will not do any inspection lot. It will directly go to unrestricted use. No lot will get released. Okay, I'll show you this. So I activated inspection control, no inspection. So now I am saving this. Okay, now let us check for this material vendor. This thing is activated. MM02. Go to MM02. Okay, your inspection type is active. See, good receipt inspection for order, it is active. Okay, now I'll remove this target system because we have not maintained the target system over there. So as I have activated no inspection, now you see when I create a PO and do the GR, you see what will happen. So now I'll create a PO. ME21 here. Okay, material is 2117, PO quantity is, let's say 100, or let's say for identification I'll create for 80, and plant is 1000. Okay, purchase org 1000, purchasing group 00. So I am creating price, I'm entering the price. Okay, now that means I am procuring this material 2117 from this vendor to this plant, 80 kg. Now what we have activated in the info record for this vendor, for this material combination, inspection is not required. Okay, inspection is not required. So now I am saving this. This is my purchase order. Take the purchase order and you do the GR, goods receipt. When the vendor supplies the material, I am doing the goods receipt /n MIGO with it. Okay, so goods receipt, select goods receipt option, purchase order, enter the purchase order number, enter. Okay, 80 kg I am receiving. Click on OK, enter the storage location. This in the real time, this will be done by the warehouse people. We will not be doing it. Okay, we will not be doing it. Warehouse people. So when I receive this material, when I save it, even though inspection type is active, still stock directly goes to unrestricted use and there will not be any inspection. So I am saving this. You see what will happen. Okay, it is asking specify whether a certificate type. Okay, I'll come to that. Specify inspection whether certificate type. Okay, now check once. No issues. Creating batch. Now I am saving this. Even though inspection type is active, still the stock goes into unrestricted use and there will not be any inspection lot. Okay, so your material document is posted. Now if you go to MMBE, if you execute MMBE, see where is the stock? Stock went into directly unrestricted use and there is no inspection lot. There will not be any inspection lot. If you go to QA32, 0609-2016. Today we'll check for that material any inspection lot is generated. Select all inspection lots. I'm selecting all inspection lot created on today's date. Okay, for this material. If you execute, see there are no lots. There are no lots generated. Okay, that is why we have activated skip for that particular vendor. Okay, so this is how you do the vendor release functions and you control some activities from the vendors. Okay, now we need to look at the quality certificate. So what is this quality certificate? Quality certificate means vendor, when he supply the material, along with the material he has to supply COA. His COA, certificate of analysis. Okay, so we will be making this mandate. If he is not supplying, then system should not allow the GR of that particular stock. So I'll create a new PO. Already we have activated the control key in the material master. If you go to the material master MM02, see already we have activated the control key, which is activated with certificate required, with the indicator certificate required. Okay, so now when I make the PO, I'll make a PO now. ME21N. I'll make a PO. Same vendor 20002 2117. Quantity is let's say 80, or let's say now I will make it for 75. Plant is 1000. Okay, purchase organization 1000, purchasing group 000. Okay, sorry, 2002. Okay, so now it is asking for price. Enter price. Enter. Now check once. Any issues? No issues. Now I am saving the PO. As the quality certificate requirement is made mandatory, when I am trying to do the GR, say take the purchase order. Now when I am trying to do the GR, goods receipt purchase order. When I enter the purchase order, enter. Okay, click on item OK. Then enter the storage location. I enter the storage location L000. So when I enter the storage location, now when I'm trying to post it, what error? Plan data of material is locked by user JNT. Where we lock it? Sorry, I'll come out of it. Just 1 minute, let me close all the sessions. So when I try to save the GR, if you check for any issues, see what is the error we are getting. Specify whether a certificate type of E21 is included. That means we need to give the input to the system that we have received the certificate. Then only it will allow GR. And why it is asking for only E21? Because we require certificate type of E21 from the vendor. Suppose if you go to again our material master, there we maintained as certificate type as E21. We have maintained as E21. We have made certificate mandatory and the certificate type we received from the vendor is E21. That is why it is asking here. Now unless and until you enter we received certificate, then only it will allow GR. So what you need to do is you have to go to purchase order data. Here you need to enter certificate enclosed. Yes. If you enter this only, it will allow procurement. It will allow GR. You click on the button check. So now it will allow. Now save it. So this is how you make certificate mandatory. You make certificate mandatory in the system. Okay. So that is what certificate, quality certificate mandatory. Now the other one is payment block to the vendor. Okay. Suppose you received the material from the vendor, still the quality inspection is not done. So till the inspection is not done, you will not allow payment to the vendor. Okay. See, whatever we are discussing today, it's basically integration between QM and MM. It is the integration between QM module and MM module. Okay. So this invoice block, already we have activated the indicator. Block invoice, we have activated in the control key. So now I'll create a new lot. First I'll remove that skip actually. I'll remove that skip QI02. I'll remove that skip. Inspection control, I'll remove that skip. Okay, so I'll remove that skip. Okay, now I will create a new PO. ME21 here. I'm creating a new PO. Okay, then my material is 2117. Quantity, let's say I'll create for 60 kg. Plant is 1000. Okay, purchasing group 1000. Purchasing organization. Okay, so now I'm creating a PO for 60 kg. Entering the price. Okay, now I'm saving the PO. Okay, so your PO is created. PO is created. Take the PO. I'll do the GR. Goods receipt. I'll do the GR /n MIGO. I'm receiving the material from the vendor against this purchase order. Enter quantity and item. Okay. Enter the storage location. L000. Enter. Now go to purchase order data. Enter the certificate type enclosed. Enter. Okay. Now check for any issues. It will create a batch. Okay. Then you save it. Now as we remove the skip, then it will go to quality and a lot will come. So now if you go to MMB, now see, stock has gone into quality. And then it will be generating an inspection lot. So if you go to our QA32, 2016, enter the material 2117 and there will be inspection lot. See, the inspection lot has come. Are you able to see? For 60 kg there is an inspection lot has come. Now this inspection lot we have not yet completed. Now when I am trying to make the payment to the vendor, it will not allow. So when I am doing the invoice verification, this is a MM transaction, Miro. I don't know how many people are from your MM consultants. When you do the incoming invoice, system will block it. Okay, so I'll enter the invoice date, and what is my PO? What is my PO number? Just 1 minute. PO number select the inspection lot. What is the PO number? Just 1 minute. The PO number is this is the material document number, this is a purchase order number. Okay, so I'll take this purchase order number. So when for this purchase order, when I'm trying to do the invoice verification, this will be done by the MM people, accounting people in the real time. We will not be doing it, but when they are trying to do this, you see what will happen. Okay, amount 600 euros, enter the amount. Okay, calculate tax. Tax is 114, so your total is 714. 714 you have to payment to the vendor. Okay, so now when I save this invoice document, that system says that invoice is blocked for payment. So if I save this, if I try to post it, you see what error you will be getting. You will be getting a message, not error, you will be getting information message, but the invoice will be getting blocked. See, invoice document is created, but it is blocked for payment. So even though invoice is created, but accounting people, finance people will not be able to make the payment for this vendor, as still the quality inspection is not done. Okay, so this is how you block the payment for a particular vendor. Okay, so these are the controls you will be doing it in the system. Okay, now the last one is the source inspection. Okay, instead of doing the quality inspection at our place, you will be doing the quality inspection at vendor premises. So that is what called source inspection. Okay, it is called source inspection. So to do this source inspection, you need to activate one more inspection type. So let us go to material master again, MM02. Go to quality management view. Here in the inspection setup, I will remove this now, all this QM procurement active and all this certificate type. Go to inspection setup. Here let me activate one more inspection type. Okay, this one, good receipt inspection preliminary 0102. You activate this one. Okay, click on active, done, continue. Okay, you save it. Okay, so now you take this, now go to quality info record QI02, go to quality info record, enter. We deleted a procurement, sorry, just give me 1 minute. Okay, control key, let me put it. Certificate type, let's say E21, it's okay, let this be there, save it. Okay, now when you go to the QA02 info record, so in the inspection control, you want to do source inspection. Again, activate the same inspection type, preliminary. Okay, here you can enter the lead time in days in which you want to generate source inspection lot. The most important thing is, when you do source inspection, again when I receive the metal, I don't want to do inspection again. So source inspection, no GR. That means when you receive the material after doing the source inspection, I don't want to do inspection again at my premises. So you activate with this indicator. Okay, so when you do this, okay, let me make it blank. It's not taking blank, right? Okay, not a problem. So now I save this. Now I'll create a new PO. /n ME21N. I'll create a new PO 2117. My vendor is 20002. His plant is 1000. Quantity, let me enter it as 75. Okay, purchase order 1000. Purchasing group 000. Okay, price I am entering 10. Okay, so I'll be creating a purchase order. Now for this purchase order, to inspect the metal at vendor premises, they will be creating a source inspection lot. They will be creating a source inspection lot. Okay, source inspection lot. Okay, so when you how to create that source inspection lot is take the purchase order, go to the transaction, go to logistics, quality management, quality inspection lot, processing, work list, source inspection, trigger manually, QA07, the transaction code is QA07. Here you enter, go to transaction code, enter your vendor is this one, and my material is 2117, plant is 1000. Okay, so it will show the purchase orders which are in the opening period 30 days. So it is showing all the purchase orders, but I will be creating only for this purchase order. I will be creating the source inspection lot. So select that particular purchase order, create the source inspection lot. Okay, now the source inspection lot will get created automatically in the backend. Save it. Done. You go to QA32. You will be able to see the source inspection lot. 0609-2016. Select all inspection lots, 2117. See, this is the source inspection lot got created, 75 kg. Okay, now I'll do the quality inspection activity for this. So let me change the lot, create the batch. Okay, specifications you go, I'll use the usage file. Okay, and I assign the task list. I'm calculating the sample quantity. That means here what I am doing is I am inspecting the material at vendor premises, not at my premises. Okay, so I calculated the sample size. Okay, vendor is this one, specification is this one, sample is this one. Okay, now I'm saving the lot. Now I'll do the results recording. I'm doing the results recording, entering the pH value. Let's say pH value is 10. Accept it. Done. I'm saving this. Okay. Refresh. Now I'll do the UD, usage decision. Okay. I'm viewing the usage decision. I'm accepting the lot. Here there is no stock posting because you are inspecting at vendor premises. There is no stock posting kind of thing. Okay, so now we have inspected it at vendor premises, all done. Now when you receive this material at our premises, there is no need to do inspection again. That's what the setting we made in the system. So this is the batch, right? So let me note down this batch. Okay, so now we'll do the GR. We'll do the GR for the particular purchase order. So let me do the GR again. GR MIGO, MIGO MIGO. Okay, my purchase order is this one. This is my purchase order. Now I am receiving it. Okay, so 50k. For how much quantity we created? 50 kg. Yeah? What was the PO we created?
75.
Oh, pardon? 75, right? What was the POs? 17529. Huh? Okay, 17529. Okay, just a moment. Let me go back. No, MIG. Document does not contain any selectable items. What was the PO we created? What? 30. How much quantity we created? 30. What was the PO we created? It is 17532. Yeah, this is the PO we created. Yeah. Okay, so let us enter the goods receipt for the PO. I'll go to another transaction, another session. I'll do the MIGO. Okay. So now I'm doing the GR. So when I'm doing the GR, as already source inspection has been done, now the stock directly goes into understood use and there will not be any inspection lot. That is what the setting we made. Okay. So purchase order and certificate enclosed. Okay, done. Enter the storage location. Enter, and then I'm saving this. So stock will directly go into understood use and there will not be any inspection lot. Okay, done. If you go to MMB, /n MMB, stock went into quality. Stock went into quality. I think that setting might have been changed. Wait, just wait. SPR. Somebody might have changed the setting other than that. Quality management, quality logistics, QM procurement, control key 90001. Acha, somebody made the change setting, create new inspection. So normally it should not this. You have to make this one. You have to make this blank. If you make this one, if you make this setting, it will not create any new inspection. Okay, so this one, somebody made the changes in the setting. Okay, so if you do that one, it will automatically go to unrestricted use and there will not be any inspection. Okay, so this is how your source inspection will work. Okay, so that is all about your controls in procurement. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can